Hi, everyone. How are you? Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to the Daily Download. This is your 15 minutes a day to connect to you, to connect to your soul, to connect to that aspect of you that is a version of you that is, let's say, knows better. How about that? So today, what we're going to talk about actually is something that we're going to talk about relationships for a minute. Okay. Now, relationships, maybe not even necessarily. Hi, Nidia. Hello, Abby. How are you? Relationships, not necessarily from the point of view of only your lovers, they could also be friends. Why are we talking about relationships? Because today the moon moves into the sign of Libra. Okay. And whenever we have a moon in Libra, what that means is it means that it allows us the moment to reflect on anything that's related to the sign of Libra and the energy of Venus, because Venus is the great ruler of Libra. And so what that means is that relationships are a part of Venus, and also things that have to do with beauty and about how you nurture your life, how you nurture the people around you, how you take care of the people around you. Now, there is an interesting aspect today, a square actually, that reminds us that today may be an opportunity for you to find truth and vulnerability in your relationships. Okay. So there may be a relationship popping up, or maybe there have been some things underneath the surface that you've kind of brushed underneath the carpet that kind of need to come to the surface. And that's the energy that we get to have today, and not in an aggressive way, and not in a wrongful way, not making anything right or wrong, but simply from the point of view of you becoming truthful with what is beautiful and meaningful to you. Remember, Libra is all about beauty. And so, how can you communicate your desires, your loves, your passions with beauty, and maybe be straightforward in asking for what you want? Remember, one of the energies around Libra is that it's oftentimes an energy that's a people pleaser, right? So it will sacrifice to the nth degree itself in order to make sure that everybody else around them is happy, that is taken care of, all of those good things. And while those are very beautiful, altruistic, amazing traits, if they are inauthentic, what happens is they harbor a resentment inside of us. And that's what we have the opportunity today, is to release ourselves from any of those harboring resentments that we have inside of us because we kept swallowing our tongue, right? Kept swallowing what it is we really want to communicate. Now, remember, it's no coincidence that we are also in Mercury retrograde, which is all about communication. Okay, so this is a time when people from your past may actually show up. People that you didn't speak the truth to or say what you wanted to say. Now is a time that they might actually show up. And the question is, will you be ready, or will you be forthcoming in communicating and sharing your feelings this time and allowing yourself to be heard? And I'm receiving an awareness that I think we all need to remember. We are all mirrors for each other, every single one of us. And so if you're walking around with something inside of you that you really want to communicate, then there's a really good chance that the person that you want to communicate with is also having something within inside of them that they want to communicate. So give yourself the opportunity. And by giving yourself the opportunity, give permission to the space. Give permission to the space for everyone to share vulnerably and honestly, because that's the place with which we grow. And that's where we want to focus today, is on growth, and growth through beautiful ways. We don't have to, it's really such a limiting belief. It's such a limiting perspective that the only way to grow spiritually is through pain and suffering. What if that was an illusion that we just today released ourselves from and got rid of, so that we could focus on learning our divine life lessons and growing through this beautiful experience called life in a fun and loving and beautiful way? And so that's the intention that I would like to kind of impart on all of us today. If you're new here, one of the things I like to do is I like to invoke a question, not to be answered, but a question to be asked of the universe. Remember, a question creates a possibility, an answer creates a finality. So you don't actually even want the answer. You want to stay in the question. So for that, let's ask the question today. Let's ask the universe the question and hold the question out to the universe to let the universe show us. Let's say, Creator, universe, source light, show us what it would take for us to learn our day-to-day lessons with ease and with joy, with beauty and with glory. Okay, so now we'll go ahead and begin the meditation. So those of you who are joining for the first time, welcome. This is a theta healing meditation. What we're doing is we're accessing the subconscious mind, which is where we can create new programs. We can get rid of old programs that aren't working for us, and we can download new ones. So that's what we're going to do today. Close your eyes and find yourself in your heart. And as you do so, let's just become really present here. And now let's begin by taking 3 deep breaths. In through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. And now let's shift our awareness to the center of the earth. And as we shift our awareness to the center of the earth, let's imagine this beautiful energy swirling around in the center of the earth. And from this space, let's imagine this energy scooping up fresh earth energy and coming up through the soles of our feet, through our ankles, our calves, our knees, and our thighs, and traveling up through all of our chakras and popping up outside the top of our head and forming a beautiful. And now switch your awareness into this ball of light. And now imagine this ball of light traveling up out of the space that you're in, higher and higher and higher and faster and faster and faster. Imagine that ball of light lifting you up out past Earth's atmosphere, out into outer space, through different planets and galaxies in the Milky Way, and higher and higher and higher beyond there, out into different layers of light, some dark. Through those layers, out into a beautiful golden-like light, and through the golden-like light into a jelly-like substance light, and through the jelly-like substance light into a beautiful pink haze, which is the law of compassion. And through the law of compassion, you enter into the 7th plane of all that is, the plane of creation, of oneness, and of complete totality. Allow your ball of light to dissolve into this beautiful energy where you feel the connection, the contribution, the collaboration of all things, all atoms and molecules of existence. And from here, we're going to ask for some downloads for the group. You're currently in a theta brainwave. From this space, we have the opportunity to receive these beautiful energies. And all you have to do is say yes in your mind's eye to receive them. So I'm going to tap into the quantum field, the collective consciousness of our group, and see what we've got going on today. So would you like to know what it feels like to see a detour? It's interesting because I see one of those detour signs when you're in traffic, right? And you're going along your way, you think you're going in the right way, and then all of a sudden there's like a sign up that says detour and you have to go this way. But sometimes that doesn't align with your plan, right? Sometimes you go, no, 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 but that's going to add another 20 minutes to my trip. The truth is that everything happens for our divine grace and our divine glory, even when it is or may be in contrast to that which we have wanted, asked for, prayed for. So, would you like to know what it feels like and that you know how to pivot, how to detour, and to allow yourself to be open to what lies ahead on the detour that may take you down a different road, a different path, a different possibility? If you'd like that, say yes. And would you like to know what it feels like, looks like, tastes like, smells like, sounds like, and is to trust in every single cell of your body, in every language and every lifetime ever spoken, that you are worthy of trust, of divine trust? What is divine trust? Divine trust is knowing that everything is working out for us. Everything, my friends, everything, everything, everything. Even when it doesn't make sense, even when it feels like we're pushing a rock up a hill, everything is working out for us. So, would you like to know what it feels like to find the beauty in that which you are resisting? Would you like to know that you are worthy of tapping into and accessing that state of beauty and that state of bliss within those energies that you feel are contrast, that are frustrating, that are annoying to you? If you'd like that, say yes. I used to have a teacher, very, very special, special spiritual man, spiritual teacher. And he used to laugh when he stubbed his toe on something. And I remember one particular time we were a little confused because it was very obvious he hurt himself very badly. And he was laughing. He was laughing so hysterically, he couldn't stop laughing. And we were like, Rav, what are you laughing at? And the Rav just laughed and laughed and laughed and laughed and laughed. And he said, how lucky am I? How lucky am I? How lucky am I? And we all started laughing because he was laughing. And then we were like, okay, well, much later, somebody said, what did you mean by that you were so lucky? He said, well, the truth is that if my karma was to go through something, better that I stub my toe than have a heart attack. So, what perspective do you bring to the challenges that you have in your life? That if you could see the gratitude with what it is that you're going through, to acknowledge the blessing of whatever you're going through. If you'd like that, say yes. And would you like to know what it feels like, looks like, tastes like, smells like, sounds like, and is to acknowledge that the choices that you get to make are yours and yours alone? Nobody can choose for you. They can, but do you really want them to? Would you like to know what it feels like to choose for yourself? That you're worthy of choosing for yourself and that you're worthy of choosing what is beautiful, what is kind, what is loving, what is supportive to you. If you'd like that, say yes. Okay, so now we're going to shift our energy to those who require healing today. We do this every day. We just send those that we know who need healing unconditional love and unconditional light. I may say some names, just imagine them happy, healthy, safe, and protected. So those of you who have been following along, everything went really, really wonderful and beautiful with Jessica's sister's surgery yesterday. She's recovering and all of the scans look great so far. So please continue to send Dana unconditional love and unconditional light for a swift and smooth recovery. Let's also please send healing to Yehudit and also to Mayong. Let's also send healing to Carrie and also to Brad. Let's also please send healing to G. And let's send healing to Tracy and the elevation of Sunny's soul. happy, healthy, safe, and protected. Great. And last but not least, would you guys like to know that you are unconditional love and that you be unconditional love, and that unconditional love is your birthright? If you like that, say yes. Now let's take our palms and rub our palms together. Faster and faster and faster and faster and faster and faster and faster. Place your palms over your eyes. Your eyes are the windows to your soul. When you're ready, you can open up your eyes, allow that energy to come into your body and into your being, and place your hands on your heart. Congratulate yourself. Thank yourself for being here and for being a part of our soul family. Thank you guys so much. Have a beautiful day, and I'll see you same time, same place tomorrow. Bye, everyone.
Thank you.